Over 55 and starting to feel like gravity has quietly cheated you out of an inch or two of height? You still feel strong, but when you glance at a mirror or a reflection in a window, your upper back looks more rounded, shoulders rolled slightly forward, head jutting just ahead of center. You tell yourself it's age, or stiffness, or bad habits, but what it really is most often is an adaptable structure waiting for gentle correction. Without realizing it, you've spent decades teaching your spine to behave like a question mark. The astonishing thing is that the body listens both ways. You can also teach it to become an exclamation point again, upright, confident, and balanced. For years, researchers studying posture rehabilitation in older adults assumed that straightening the spine required resistance training or long hours with straps and foam rollers. But in Tokyo, physiotherapists working with older workers developed a standing movement so simple they call it the Sio 14-day restoration. A daily 2-minute drill that reactivates dormant alignment muscles, reopens the chest, stretches tight hip flexors, and literally trains the nervous system to stand taller. It doesn't require exercise clothes, equipment, or even much space, only consistency and attention. Imagine your spine as a column of 24 stones stacked one on top of another. Each stone is balanced by tiny stabilizer muscles that contract in micro-patterns to keep you vertical. Over time, long hours sitting, phone use, and driving make the front muscles shorten. Your brain quietly redraws upright to mean slightly bent. The 14-day restoration move helps the brain recalibrate that definition, restoring equilibrium between the front and back lines of the body. Before I show you the details, take a quick inventory. Stand up right now and notice where your head sits over your shoulders. Are your thumbs pointing toward one another instead of straight ahead? Do your knees lock tight, or does your chest feel collapsed as you inhale? Each of these cues says you've lost a bit of structural dialogue between postural partners, core, hips, and shoulders. That's where we begin rebuilding. Start by standing barefoot, feet hip-width apart. Let your weight distribute evenly from heel to the base of the big toe and little toe, a soft triangle of support called the asión, tripod. This alone wakes up dozens of sensory nerve endings that tell the brain where your body is in space. When balance sense reawakens, posture begins to self-correct. Relax your shoulders and imagine a thin thread pulling the top of your head gently toward the ceiling. You don't stand taller so much as lengthen upward. Now inhale deeply through the nose, raising both arms slowly to shoulder height with palms facing forward. As you exhale, sweep the arms slightly back, just a few inches, while squeezing shoulder blades together. Feel your chest expand. Then inhale again while turning your palms outward, as if presenting something toward the front, and exhale lowering the arms by your sides. That's a single rep of the restoration sequence. It looks almost like nothing, yet electromyography scans show activation of spinal erectors, rhomboids, glute medius, and deep neck flexors, all essential for upright balance. Repeat this slow sequence 10 times. The breathing pattern isn't decoration, it's the control system. Every exhale tightens the transverse abdominis, the internal belt that cinches your waist and lifts the spine. Every inhale re-expands the ribcage that aging stiffness tries to lock down. During the first few days, you may feel a light fatigue between shoulders or even deep in the lower back. That awes your alignment network rebooting. One reason the movement works so quickly is the way it engages the hip flexors and glutes as a single unit. Most people over 55 develop what's called lower crossed syndrome. Weak glutes and abs, tight hip flexors, and lower back muscles. It exaggerates the curve in your spine and makes standing upright exhausting. The restoration movement breaks that pattern each time you carry out the small backward arm sweep and pelvic settling. It teaches glutes to stabilize again and anterior muscles to let go. Within a week, people report that their stride feels smoother and that they naturally look straight ahead rather than down. Here's the second half of the drill. Still standing with feet hip width, place your hands lightly at the small of your back, fingers pointing down. Inhale to lift the chest. As you exhale, tuck your chin slightly and draw your navel toward the spine, tightening your core. At the same moment, imagine elongating upward, not bending. On the next inhale, gently press hips forward about 1 inch, just a micro movement, and exhale while returning to neutral. You'll notice an immediate release through the front of the hips. That release lets your lumbar vertebrae slide into their natural position instead of arching forward. 2 minutes. 10 of the first movement, 5 of this second, is a complete session. Do it twice a day. That's all. In pilots conducted among retired teachers in Osaka, participants gained back up to 1 centimeter of measurable height after just 2 weeks. The experts concluded that they had reversed postural adaptation, not grown bones. To the participants, though, it felt like regaining youth. What astonishes even seasoned therapists is how the standing movement corrects not only the physical shape but also the perception of age. Good posture makes breathing deeper, which in turn oxygenates the skin and brain better. When your chest opens and shoulders roll back, circulation improves to areas long underused. That's why people often say they feel lighter or awake immediately afterward. The critical part is awareness. Your body learns whatever you repeat. 2 straight weeks of this sequence teaches new resting settings in your nervous system, the subconscious map of what upright means. That's why it can last beyond 14 days if you keep reminding yourself. Most people notice that their morning stiffness decreases, they walk taller, and even digestion improves as abdominal organs settle back to their intended space. Let's dive into daily application. The best times are first thing in the morning to counteract sleep stiffness, and again in the evening after extended sitting. If standing long bothers your knees, keep a soft surface under your feet or hold a countertop lightly for balance. The slower the rhythm, the greater the benefit. Focus on feeling the spine lengthen rather than forcing limbs to move. After 3 days, add a variation, standing as above. Place hands behind your head with elbows wide and perform the same breathing pattern. Inhale, lift, exhale, expand, tuck chin slightly. This engages the deep neck flexors that pull your head back over the shoulders, reversing decades of tech neck. 15 slow respirations are enough. If your shoulders get tired, shake them loose between reps. As the routine becomes familiar, you'll realize posture isn't about stiffness or discipline. It's about intelligent elasticity. The spine should move like a spring, storing and releasing energy. Every step you take transfers force upward. If your posture line is broken, that force dissipates as pain. Re-establish alignment and it flows like a wave instead. That is why athletes in their 70s who practice standing flow movements often report fewer joint aches than sedentary people 20 years younger. Pain reduction isn't the only measure of change. The skeletal posture affects mental state. In psychological trials, adults over 55 who practice daily upright breathing exercises experience significant drops in stress hormone levels within 2 weeks and improved self-confidence scales. Researchers theorize that upward posture increases vagus nerve tone, calming the system. Think of alignment not only as shape but as signal, from brain to body, body to mood. Let's visualize results. Picture Jane, 63, a retired nurse who spent years bent over hospital beds. When she started the 14-day restoration, her left shoulder sat a full half-inch lower than her right. 2 weeks later, her posture photos looked transformed. Shoulders level, neck elongated, head back over spine. She said the biggest change wasn't visual but emotional. I walk into a room and feel 10 years younger because I'm not hiding inside my posture. Similar stories repeat worldwide because physiology always obeys the same rules. Give the body balance and it heals toward center. Practiced consistently, this standing move strengthens your postural core. The deep muscles that stabilize without movement. Multifidus, transverse abdominis, pelvic floor, and the small bridges between vertebrae. They're endurance fibers. They respond better to frequent gentle activation than occasional hard workouts. That's why 2 minutes twice a day outperforms an hour of gym time for structural change. It's the repetition that reprograms. You might wonder if the results disappear once you stop. The truth is, posture improvement accumulates like muscle memory. If you miss a day or two, the brain keeps most of the new calibration. But if you revert to long periods of slouching, it gradually drifts back. The solution is simple. Link the standing move to something you already do daily. Morning coffee, brushing teeth, feeding the dog. Consistency hides best in routine. Combine this exercise with mindful awareness in everyday life. Each time you catch your reflection, use the thread visual. Imagine a line from your tailbone to the crown of your head. Lift gently along that line. Take one slow breath and return to what you were doing. These micro-corrections maintain the extensibility you build in the 2-minute sessions, keeping your spine refreshed hour by hour. The 14-day restoration doesn't demand perfection. It invites cooperation. Some mornings you'll feel great, other days stiff or tired. Movement should always be within comfort. If sharp pain occurs, consult a health professional before continuing. But for most, the feeling will be mild muscle awakening, not strain. Over time, that gentle burn transforms into stability. Your body learning the position it was designed to hold. Beyond the structural benefits, upright posture changes the energy others feel from you. There's a reason ancient traditions connected dignity with stance. An upright human projects vitality and presence. When you reclaim that naturally, without forcing, it radiates calm strength. Many participants in posture restoration programs notice people commenting that they look surprisingly well or fit, even before physical changes are dramatic. The body communicates faster than words. Now let's add a simple checkpoint measurement. Before you start the routine, stand with your back against a wall, heels, hips, upper back, and head touching. Slide one hand behind your lower back. Note how much space there is. After 2 weeks, repeat. That gap will often shrink as your spine realigns. Proof that the muscles have balanced out. That visible progress reinforces habit like nothing else. Each time you perform the movement, treat it as meditation in motion. Pay attention to sensation, the gentle pull behind the knees, the opening between shoulder blades, the widening breath. Posture restoration isn't punishment, it's permission. It's you reminding your body that elegance isn't reserved for youth. After 14 days, something subtle but profound happens. Your mind stops thinking about standing straight. It simply does. You'll catch yourself in the kitchen or at the grocery store suddenly aware that the world looks different from an inch higher. You'll breathe deeper, move smoother, and your back will feel as though someone quietly removed a hidden weight. That's relief through re-education, not force. If this experience helps, take a moment right now to hit the like button. It tells YouTube that people over 50 still believe in natural, intelligent ways to heal their bodies. Subscribe if you want weekly doctor-guided routines like this, covering posture, mobility, and lifelong strength without surgery or medication. And leave a comment sharing which part of your posture bothers you the most, the rounded shoulders, the forward head, or the lower back curve. Because your input shapes future sessions we build together. Every day you stand, you're teaching your spine something. For decades it learned to shorten and collapse. Within 2 weeks it can learn the opposite. This 2-minute, twice-daily movement is proof that real restoration doesn't come from complex devices or endless exercises. It comes from a conversation between body and gravity conducted with awareness, breath, and respect. So tomorrow morning, stand up, plant your feet, lengthen softly skyward, and begin the tiny ritual that could give you back an inch of height, a lifetime of comfort, and a posture that tells the world you're still growing, not shrinking.